by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city. Local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. More about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you right. Crescent City, Corey Johnson back at you on a Wednesday. Mardi Gras Day 2025, 6 days away. And now it looks like no rain at all Mardi Gras Day. Last few days, it was dwindling. Yesterday, we had, I said a bunch of, outlets had it 0% chance. Some had 25% chance. Now it's pretty uniform. Everybody's like, no chance of rain, Mardi Gras Day. 6 days out. I mean, that could change. But right now, green light. And that's what we want. What great news. Yeah, the latest and greatest, 71 degrees right now. It's just ridiculous. Late February, heading to March. People have like nor'easter going on, and we got 71 degrees. Just gorgeous weather. Get outside and enjoy it. Today through Monday, and I'm talking Lundi Gras, 5 days, the next 5 days, 50s and 60s, a rinse and repeat of the last few days. This continues through Monday. Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day, a slight notch up in temperature, not much. We wake up to 61. And we get up to a whopping 74, but no rain on Tuesday. What a gorgeous Mardi Gras Day. You can wear shorts and flip-flops, tank top if you want. You can do the body paint thing. Yeah, wink, wink, yes. Body paint, yes. 61 to 74 degrees and no rain for Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day. The latest and greatest. Cha-ching, kaboom goes the dynamite. Fired up, man. if you participate or not. I mean, if you don't, be happy for the folks that do, because hundreds of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands will be out on the streets in New Orleans and Jefferson Parish, all over Baton Rouge, Gulfport, Mobile, all over. River parishes, North Shore. You might have 1 million human beings out on the street in Orleans Parish alone. Up Napoleon Avenue to St. Charles, down Magazine from Tchoupitoulas to St. Charles, or I should say down Napoleon from Tchoupitoulas to St. Charles, up Napoleon from Claiborne, folks on Claiborne Avenue, folks on Orleans, folks all up and down St. Charles Avenue from uptown into the CBD. Canal Street, jam-packed. Canal Street will have 100,000 people plus on Canal Street alone for that 8-10 block stretch. 100,000 plus folks. French Quarter, Marigny, Bywater, tens of thousands more marching, St. Anne Club, all these different marching groups. Tens of thousands in the Marigny, the Bywater, the French Quarter. Like I said, maybe 100,000 on Canal Street, a few 100,000 on St. Charles Avenue. You might have 1 million people in Orleans Parish for Mardi Gras. Definitely hundreds of thousands in Orleans Parish alone. Just incredible. Cha-chingos, the credit card machine, and cash going out, the ATMs. Sunny, nice weather, not cold, not rainy, not hot. People are out and about, spending money, having a great time. It's just starting to crank up. Right now, people are beelining in. It is Wednesday afternoon. You got folks right this very moment coming down I-55. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. Quit smiling in the car. Everybody's high-fiving and laughing. I-59 coming towards New Orleans. I-65 to Mobile to I-10 to New Orleans. Folks are coming from all directions. I-10 East, I-10 West. Destination New Orleans. Mardi Gras 2025. Louis Armstrong International Airport. The flights are just going to start rolling in the next few days, including today. People are checking in hotels. The pulse is starting to pick up tomorrow, Thursday, even more so. And then by Friday, like I said, light fuse getaway, 100 hours of Mardi Gras. Yeah, you right. Doesn't get any better than this. The weather was the only thing we were waiting on. This Tier 1 level of security, just like the Super Bowl. New Orleans, the state, the feds, ramping up security for Mardi Gras. 600 NOPD officers, boots on the grounds, 600. Another 150 state troopers. That's 750 right there. There are 25 other law enforcement agencies involved, from FBI, ATF at a federal level to like wildlife and fisheries, like a state level. 25 other law enforcement agencies involved. Some of them are bringing dozens and dozens. There might be an entity or two bringing north of 100. If they average 10 each, with the 600 NOPD, the 150 state troopers, if these 25 other law enforcement agencies just average 10 each, and they're going to average a lot more than that, you're talking about over 1,000 boots on the ground for Mardi Gras. Hundreds of vehicles, cruisers, lights going on corners. No, Super Bowl security was friggin' impressive. World class. Maybe one of the safest places where there'd be a large gathering of people on the planet. Mardi Gras is probably going to be the exact same. Large group of people, safety factor as high as it gets. I mean, any idiot that wants to die can commit suicide and bring a lot of people along with them. Some kind of terrorist, maniac, religious zealot. Anybody can do that. Impossible to stop anywhere, any place. But I'll tell you, New Orleans, how we do crowd control and security, generally speaking, now with it amped up, I have no problem going to Mardi Gras 2025. If I go to St. Charles Avenue, the Marigny, Bywater, French Quarter, embracing it. And no rain. Yeah, you right. Oh, boy. This goes in the oh boy category, partisan politics. Jefferson Parish, their council, Virginia Van Vraken, they're going to vote on using Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico. Just such a, hi, where's my base? Let me lube up my head and insert it up my base's rear end. That's what that's all about. I think Joe Marino III is a Republican. He said it's partisan politics. It's game playing. He's not going to participate in it. Not going to vote on that. Or not vote for it, I guess, or just be absent. No. Credit to Joe Marino III. Look, it's the Gulf of Mexico, for crying out loud. It's been that way for 400 years. You get a president that comes in and, that just spouts off a lot of stuff. Trump talk, I'll call it. It doesn't matter if you like him or not. You Trump MAGA folks have to relax if I say something critical about Donald Trump. You have to relax and just take it in and then make a judgment if it's right or not. Not think Corey's some liberal kook that voted for Harris, because I didn't. Didn't vote for Harris. No, I didn't vote for Trump either. I got to live with myself. Couldn't vote for Harris, the person that's unqualified, that didn't run a campaign at all, just against the opponent campaign. And then, I can't vote for Donald Trump, one of the most obnoxious public individuals in the history of the United States. Just egomaniacal and narcissistic. But that's great. You voted for him and you like him. I voted for Jill Stein, the Green Party, because I couldn't vote for any of the other candidates. But Trump with we're taking the Panama Canal back. We're not. Canada's not going to become a state. Greenland's not going to become a state. And I know a lot of you folks I know he was just joking about that. I know you have the secret code down. You're inside his head. Everybody else isn't. And then you get off on, I'm glad the liberals get irritated by the silly stuff. But Gulf of America's serious. That's not silly stuff. That doesn't go into the Canada, Panama Canal, Greenland thing until enough momentum happens where it is ridiculous. And then we say he was joking. It's nice to be able to have a person, a candidate, it's like a child with parents. They're never wrong. A 4-year-old, the parents are always right. They're the authority. Defend them till the end. But as you become an adult, you love your parents more than ever, but you might disagree with them. The Donald Trump, Panama Canal, taking that back. No, he's kidding. Canada, state, kidding. Mexicans build the wall, kidding. Greenland becoming a country, kidding. Gulf of America. Oh, no, that one's serious. Mount McKinley, Denali, that one's serious until it's not, and then kidding, Anyway, this is ridiculous. Just a waste of time. Shame on Virginia Van Vraken. Just a joke. And kudos to Joe Marino, I think a fellow Republican, who said, I'm not going to vote on Gulf of Mexico. Jefferson Parish calling the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. So silly. Really is. I guarantee you, what comes around goes around. And it's not some Democrat just going the opposite way. It's a Democrat going, it's always been the Gulf of Mexico. The people in Alaska want to call it Denali, the natives, the Indians, the Eskimos. Let's let them call it Denali. It's their state. Why do we care if it's Mount McKinley or Gulf of Mexico? So silly. And then Van Vraken doing it. Now, if you're liberal or conservative, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse in life than if you're dealing with someone and they're not treating you right and they're 100% wrong. And then you simply put them in their place. You defend your position and straighten them out. And then instead of them just acting normal towards you, they go overboard and start appeasing you and placating you. That's the absolute worst. There's nothing worse than that. And if I were hyper liberal or hyper right and not an independent and live by that just happens to be what I am. I would be kind of upset with these hack politicians with this loony left, wacky right appeasement crap like Let's vote on Gulf of America in Jefferson Parish. That's a joke. That doesn't help anybody. Waste time.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet. INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet. INSagency.com.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
I have discovered the crack cocaine of treats. Cheese and Pete's. You know, you try to put an effort forth of eating healthy. Tomorrow, by the way, Bradley Schneller will join us about 4:35. He does that every Thursday. He's with Stacked Coaching. He's the owner-operator of Stacked Gym on River Road at Arnold, right past the River Shack. He says it best. Nutrition is for weight loss. Fitness is for wellness. You can't outwork a bad diet. No, nutrition, how you eat is for weight loss. Fitness, working out is for wellness, health. You can't outwork a bad diet. Like, I'm just going to run and ride and I work out 3-4 hours a day and I eat whatever I want. Then you're a fluke. You're the fluke. You're the 1% of 1% of 1%. There are some genetic freaks out there, sit on their butt all day and take off their shirt on the fishing boat and they're like, got a 6-pack, an 8-pack. You're like, dude, all you do is eat candy. Yep, never lifted a weight in my life. It's like, they're the 1 out of a million. Everybody else, you gotta, you can't outwork a bad diet. So I'm looking for stuff that I can eat. I mean, at the gym, there's some guys that are just ripped and they're great guys. They help me out. They're fit as can be. And I ask them, what do they eat? And, I have salmon 5 days a week for lunch with some brown rice. And for dinner, it's usually a chicken breast and some broccoli. One guy makes a big old bowl of bolognese, turkey bolognese on Sunday night, and he eats it 5 days, like either for lunch or dinner the entire week. No, thanks. No, I laughed with him. I joked with him. Like, not a shot. Never. I'll never get to that. I'm too much of a Yaddy New Orleanian. Now, I don't eat a lot of fried. I don't eat a lot of processed stuff. I don't eat fast food. Maybe like a Raising Cane's every now and then, emergency type thing. That's it. Nothing else. Maybe a little Chick-fil-A emergency thing, but nothing else. No Popeyes, no burger joints, none of that. I love a good burger, but I don't eat a lot of crappy stuff. So I'm always looking for good stuff because I like Baskin-Robbins chocolate chip ice cream. I like the Creole Creamery. I like M&Ms. I like all that crap. I love chocolate. Love chocolate. So I find this Smart Food, this black bag of popcorn, Smart Food. White cheddar is the flavor. White cheddar. That stuff is crack cocaine. It's not white cheddar. It should be called crack cocaine, should be the flavor. Because it is painfully addictive. It should be called nicotine. It should be called cigarettes. Because it is insanely addictive. I've bought about 10 of those bags of popcorn in the last month and a half. And at one sitting, I almost knocked out the entire bag, where I threw away the last 20% because I was going to finish it. And I didn't just throw the bag in the garbage. I dumped the bag out in the garbage. Just crazy. No, the Smart Food in the black bag. It's just popcorn. It's called Smart Food. Ain't nothing smart about it. It should be called addictive food. The white cheddar flavor, pretty damn good. I don't know how they keep the popcorn so fresh. I mean, they pop and I guess that kind of foily, mylar-ish type bag just keeps the stuff super fresh, and they must pack it right away because I read the label and there's no preservatives. It's pretty much all natural stuff. A processed item that's not very processed. So that's right up my alley. But geez and Pete's, is it addictive? So watch out for that snack, although it is 70 calories a cup, but I could eat 8 cups. So I'm having 500 calories of popcorn practically. Wow. Think if it had butter on it. Butter. Whew, I love buttered popcorn. What is that? At the movie theater, I think it's coconut oil. It's not even butter. I mean, at least in the olden days it was, which is just painfully saturated fat, not good for you at all. Probably worse than butter, coconut oil. It's like what you put on your skin to go lay out in the sun in the olden days again. Before cancer, before we knew about the cancer, smoking your heater, got the coconut oil on, laying out in the sun. Cancer. No, I think the movie theater oil, it used to be, maybe still is coconut oil, just super duper lard on your popcorn. Of course, it's fat. It's going to taste good. Fat tastes good. Fat tastes good. Why do you think marbled beef tastes so good? That marbling is fat. Speaking of fat, Fat Tuesday, 6 days away. Yeah, you're right. And the weather is cooperating. 6 days out, and the weather for Tuesday, 14 days out. Last week, I was talking about, they're predicting rain for Mardi Gras. Every day since then, as we've gotten closer to Mardi Gras Day and a more accurate forecast, the rain has decreased to pretty much zero now. Look, it could have just gone the other way. It could have been no rain forecast, and all of a sudden it's raining Mardi Gras Day. So I'm not mad or being critical of meteorologists, just following it every day on the program and fired up that today through Lundi Gras Monday, 50s and 60s. This trend the last few days continues till Monday through the weekend. The weekend's going to be sunny and gorgeous. Not a cloud in the sky, supposedly. And then Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day, instead of 50s and 60s, we open up the morning at 61 degrees and we max out at 74. Absolutely perfect. You can wear flip-flops and a T-shirt, a wife beater, and a bathing suit. You go in a bikini, Mardi Gras Day. And you could wear, long pants and a long sleeve shirt if you're, wearing an outfit, with some kind of funky Mardi Gras purple, green, and gold coat. You're not going to be sweating like crazy. You can wear your costume. You can wear your mask, and you're not going to be sweating. Perfect. Yes, I'm clapping. I'm applauding, Blue Boy. Thank you, Mother Nature. Thank you, Mother Nature, for the Super Bowl week. Thank you for this great weather we're experiencing right now, straight up until Mardi Gras. Unbelievable. Blue Boy, I know. It's great weather. You're getting all frisky. You're jumping around. You're hyperactive. How about I'll give you some kibble, and then maybe we'll go for a walk in a little while. What, buddy? Remind folks to stick around. The 5 o'clock powwow is next, of course.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Good boy.
On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on
Down,
YouTube,
Blue.
on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Good boy.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Oh, yeah. 5 o'clock powwow on a wide open Wednesday. Corey Johnson back at you. Hey, spread the word. We do it every weekday afternoon in the Crescent City, 4 to 6 o'clock. On the radio, on television, on YouTube. You can find out everything online, CoreyTalks.com. Drew Brees is right. It is New Orleans. Thanks for that intro, number 9. We discuss a lot of New Orleans stuff, statewide stuff, regional, national, international even. We're not scared to take on any topics. We're not concerned with being politically correct. A lot of folks ask me 2 things, because I'm a yatty New Orleanian and out on the street, just me talking, especially with friends and people that, we're kind of in that mode. I might curse a little bit. They'll ask, why don't you never slip up and curse on the radio or TV? I'm like, no. Why? Because I'm on radio and TV. There's nothing worse, and this is maybe me just being old school. All these podcasts now with radio and TV people, they go on the podcast, they get drunk over the length of the podcast, and they drop the F-bomb every other word. Like, it's beyond any normal conversation. And almost the drinking, like, God, you went from 0 to hammered in an hour. Like, where do you do that? I mean, you'd have to be like some celebration where you're almost doing shots. You're just slamming the whiskey. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. Just people getting drunk on, some podcasts and dropping the F-bomb every other word. I don't know. I'm not into that. But I guess for younger crowd or whatever generation, they're into that because that's the hot thing and people love it. So, no, I never curse, on the radio. Never drop any kind of curse word on the radio because I'm on the radio and television, And, basically the other thing is, I, this is maybe me just being old school. All these podcasts now with radio and TV people, they go on the podcast, they get drunk over the length of the podcast, and they drop the F-bomb every other word. Like, it's beyond any normal conversation. And almost the drinking, like, God, you went from 0 to hammered in an hour. Like, where do you do that? I mean, you'd have to be like some celebration where you're almost doing shots. You're just slamming the whiskey. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school. Just people getting drunk on, podcasts and dropping the F-bomb every other word. I don't know. I'm not into that. But I guess for younger crowd or whatever generation, they're into that because that's the hot thing and people love it. So, no, I never curse, on the radio because I'm on the radio and television. And, basically the other thing is, I, this is maybe me just being old school. I love what I do, and I'm happy to go to work every day and go on the radio and TV. Always have a full show sheet. Topics just jump out at me all day long. The best way I describe it to people is the best way to learn like math or a foreign language, especially like if you're in high school or college and you're taking a class. Study every day about 15 or 20 minutes. That's all it takes, about 15 or 20 minutes of that Spanish or French or whatever, or that math. And you're going to learn it that way, taking in little bites every day. And you're going to not only learn it, but you'll remember it forever. I used to cram at LSU for a test. Right at the end, I'd go past the test. Then a week later, I didn't even remember anything because I was just cramming to learn it for 24 hours instead of taking a bite out of it every day. And on this program, I just naturally gravitate towards going online, and I have got an array of media outlets. Some that I think are pretty neutral, some that lean right, some that lean left, none that are real extreme. I don't really get into the extreme stuff. If the 1 out of 1,000, they throw 1,000 things on the wall and one of them sticks, I'll get it from regular, credible outlets. So I just, all the time, I mean, it sucks going on vacation because it takes me 2, 3, 4 days to get off the phone and the internet and going to these different outlets and reading stories and staying up on it, doing my 15 minutes of foreign language, doing my 15 minutes of math. No, it's hard on vacation. You want to take the phone or the computer, the laptop, and just throw it in the water. No, I love what I do. I love New Orleans. I love engaging with people. I love talk radio and talk television. I love getting guests on the program. I love folks calling the show. Now I've been doing it like 30 plus years. I'm fortunate doing what I like to do, making a pretty good living at doing it. Radio and television's tough. Financially, most folks in New Orleans that are in radio or television, old newspaper now doing something online, they're not doing very well financially. Most people. That's why a lot of people you see in radio and television doing stuff online, old newspaper, they're young. They're young because you can get by making $39,000, $49,000, They're young. So they can eat pizza. And, I always say like about New York, you better be 25, living in a shoebox eating pizza, or you better make about $700,000 plus a year because Manhattan is expensive, and otherwise you're going to live like crap there. Either like college kid that doesn't mind eating pizza, living in a shoebox, or you better make a lot of money. No, in this business, radio and television, thank goodness, just for longevity, what I do, how whatever you want to call it, I'm fortunate. Probably do better than like 90% of the people in this business as far as stability of job, audience, advertisers that get results from the audience, and the money I make. I'm not there. There's a handful of people in New Orleans that do ridiculously well in radio and television. I don't do ridiculously well in radio and television. I don't do insane money. There's a handful of folks. Let's just call them the north of $250,000 a year club, $300,000 a year. There's probably about maybe 5 people outside of a few hotshot salespeople. I'm talking on air, radio, television in New Orleans, maybe 5 people that do north of $250,000 a year, maybe 5. And I would say 90% of people in radio and television in Metro New Orleans make under $80,000 a year, 90+% make under 80 grand a year. I bet you like 50% make under 50 grand a year. No, it's a tough business. I'm fortunate. Thank you for being a part of it. Get to do it in my hometown. No regrets. That I had opportunities. 4 markets stand out where I could have gone: Houston, Denver, Atlanta, and Nashville, where I was offered on-air job, where I could have gone and done a talk show. Some of it was weekend, some of it was weeknight, some of it was daytime. But 4 opportunities over different time periods in my life where I could have gone. And sometimes I look back, not so much Houston or really Atlanta, but maybe like Nashville or Denver, because they were growing so much. Houston and Atlanta had already had ridiculous growth. Houston's like, I want to say, dollars billed, at least in radio. I think they're the number 3 market in the United States of America in advertising dollars sold. Houston, Texas is number 3 behind New York and Los Angeles, ahead of Chicago, ahead of Dallas, ahead of Philly, ahead of San Francisco. Dollars in advertising sold. No, there's a lot of potential out there, lots of different places. No, I had chances to go somewhere else. Now getting a little long in the tooth where I'm settled in. Not like I could go somewhere else and work. I'm still young and energetic, and I love my job, and I'm passionate about it, and I prepare every day, and I go for it every day on the air. So no, I could go somewhere. But when I say long in the tooth, just been at it 30 years, entrenched in New Orleans. My mom's here. I love my mom. She's 94. I want to spend, the rest of my life and her life together with her. So I mean, I have that luxury going, and it's my choice. And no, I'm fortunate that I have that choice. Lucky, fortunate. Mardi Gras Day 2025, 6 days away. How fortunate are we? I mean, I talk about things why we live in New Orleans: the food, the music, the history, the architecture, the people, the weather, the culture that you get nowhere else. I mentioned Houston, Nashville, Atlanta, Denver. Not a lot of culture in any of those places. Not a lot of culture. Not a lot of real, kind of generic anywhere USA, those 4 places. Ain't nothing average America, generic USA about New Orleans. It's a European masterpiece. And this Tuesday, 6 days away, we get to show off to the world what we do. National news everywhere. International news in a lot of places. Mardi Gras, New Orleans. This is what's going on in New Orleans today. Everywhere else, it's just another Tuesday. The best news of the day: no rain for Mardi Gras. Today through Lundi Gras Monday, 50s and 60s. This weather we've been having the last few days continues through Monday. Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day. Right now, no rain, 61 to 74 degrees. Outstanding Mardi Gras 2025 weather, which means get outside and party. Enjoy yourself. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock power hour on a Wednesday.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Yeah, you right, Jefferson Parish. Proud of you. What a great day in Jefferson Parish. The Jefferson Parish Council, where 5 of the 7 members are Republican. 5 of the 7 members are Republican. They voted down Virginia Van Vraken's Gulf of America resolution 6-1. Van Vraken's the only one that voted for it. 4 other Republicans voted against it. Inherently divisive. I love it. I love it. No, it is. It's a waste of time. The 6 council members criticized Van Vranken for bringing national partisan politics to the local council, which they rarely touch. Others called the resolution a waste of time and feared it would set a precedent for them to address future federal actions. Some took a direct jab at Van Vraken. Council member Arita Bohannon, a Republican. I don't have the luxury in my schedule or the desire to involve myself in something that is literally beyond the control of this parish just to score party points. We have no authority to name an international body of water. Brilliant. She's right. She's 100% right. And honestly, I think a lot of the constituents in Jefferson Parish are Trump MAGA folks, and they want the Gulf to be the Gulf of America. Like maybe the majority of Jefferson Parish voters would want it to be the Gulf of America. And the council stood up and was like, it's BS. It's nonsense. You're getting suckered in. Don't buy into it. It's crap. It's the Gulf of Mexico. We're not going to waste our time on this. And Van Vranken did throw it out there exactly like I was saying. The Republican council members are reaffirming what I opened the show with. This is all BS, nonsense, a waste of time. A total waste of time. No, proud of you Republicans in Jefferson Parish on that council. seeing this. No, I said last hour, loony left and wacky right. It's got to suck being appeased and placated, and you buy into it. When politicians don't do their job and take the easy route out, or the easy way out, and just say something or do something strictly symbolic that you like, that you think gets the needle moving, when in fact it does not. It doesn't put money in your pocket, doesn't increase the economy, doesn't fix infrastructure, doesn't educate your kids, doesn't reduce crime. It's all BS. It gets you foaming at the mouth. Good. I'm proud of the Jefferson Parish Council. Mostly Republican. Could have easily bit on this. Now, I'll never forget when Joseph Gow, who upset Bill Jefferson, congressman, U.S. congressman. Jefferson was a 9-time incumbent, 9-term incumbent, 18 years. He assumed he put all the effort into the primary, making sure Helena Moreno didn't beat him. Then when it was Joseph Gow versus Bill Jefferson, he went away, didn't spend any money, wanted to keep it in his campaign fund for personal use, all that kind of crap. Thought he had it in the bag. Some Vietnamese guy from the East isn't going to beat me. He won. Joseph Gow, one of the biggest upsets in New Orleans history. Now, Gow goes out to Kenner, and he's addressing a staunch white conservative crowd up in age about Obamacare. And unlike everybody else, Republican or Democrat, Gow read the 1,400-page Obamacare. He read it. And he was saying things like, no, it doesn't have death squads. It doesn't. And the folks were booing him because they want to believe it had death squads. They hope it's got that. They want to make it political. Not, let's go with the facts. And Gow was telling them the facts. And I remember them going, damn, man, a new Republican who wins Congress out in the East, and he's in Kenner. It's not even his territory. And he goes out there and talking to people and telling them the truth. You can dislike Obamacare or like it. He's just telling you the truth, you know? He's telling you the truth. And a lot of folks didn't want to hear that. And I was like, that's courage. That's brave. The easy thing to do would be death squads. And these people are foaming at the mouth already. Really get them rabid, you know? Really get them going. So no, the council, all these Republicans on the Jefferson Parish Council, 5 of the 7 are Republicans. They all could have jumped on Van Vracken's bandwagon and done this thing that probably is good for their base. And it puts them behind Trump more and all that stuff. Instead, they looked at reality and saw that, all right, first off, our Jefferson Parish maps rarely have any mention of the Gulf of Mexico on them. Hard to find a Jefferson Parish produced map by the parish, public money, that says Gulf of Mexico. It's usually about roads or, different parts of the parish and those types of things. Cities, municipalities within the parish, parish map, that thing. Not Gulf of Mexico. We all know that's south. Probably doesn't say Mississippi River because we all know that's the Mississippi River. So that was a point made at the council meeting. But most of these council people, especially the Republicans, were like, this is a joke. It's divisive. It's playing politics. It does nothing. I'm just blown away that exactly what I went on the air today at 4:00 saying, these staunch Republicans on the Jefferson Parish Council concur and were being very critical of Van Vraken, just like I was. No, hopefully that sends out a message to liberals too. You New Orleans folks, look what Jefferson Parish just did with Republicans. You hyper-liberal, woke progressives that run New Orleans. All this appeasement and placating that is often done here. Step up and be brave and do the right thing. Don't just do something that you think your base is going to eat up. Go with facts and real information. 6-1 vote. Everyone but Van Vraken voting against this dopey measure. Jefferson Parish recognizing the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. What does that do for Jefferson Parish? Just like the council members said, these staunch conservatives, that's a national issue. We never have votes on that. We never discuss that. We're a parish council. We worry about the parish. Is this going to start a trend of other national political partisan, politic type votes, political votes? So, no, I love it. Good job, Jefferson Parish Council, stepping up and doing the right thing. Hey, Friday, Donald Trump, Ukraine President Zelensky to meet at the White House. Friday. No, Zelensky's already talking about it. Going to find out if we're going to continue to get military aid from the United States. If we're not going to get military aid from the United States, can we buy weapons from the United States? No, Zelensky's on top of this. And hopefully Donald Trump is changing his tune a little bit. Quit, the rear end kissing of Putin. Quit acknowledging Putin like he's a legitimate leader, not a murdering dictator, a communist, an enemy to the United States. He's our enemy. He's not our friend. Trump likes these dictators, these leaders that are in full control of their country. He likes that. But he has to realize America first. No, I think maybe slowly but surely, even his advisors that are yes men are saying, no, we really need to back Ukraine. A lot of Republicans in Congress that are very pro-Trump saying, no, we got to back Ukraine. The concessions were nauseating. Before even the talks began, Trump saying it's doubtful that Ukraine's going to be whole again. They're not going to get their whole country back, and they're not going to join NATO. What that blew me away. Donald Trump praises himself, pats himself on the back, brags about himself being such a great negotiator. That's some of the worst negotiating ever. Before the negotiations even start, you're making concessions. Did Russia make a single concession? Did Russia come up with similar concessions? And frankly, and I think this is a good thing, Zelensky and Ukraine and Europe is not going to accept terms where Ukraine isn't made whole again and has the option of joining NATO, which is where they're headed. NATO wants them. Ukraine wants to be in NATO. Europe wants them there. Everybody but Putin and Russia doesn't want them there. Who cares what Putin and Russia want? He wants to expand by free choice, not invasion. Hey, some countries want to be, Poland all of a sudden says, we want to be with Russia, which they don't. They like being westernized and they like being part of Europe and NATO. If they freely chose to do that, that would be their choice. But Russia can't invade and take. We're not invading and taking. Ukraine's making a free choice. We'd like to be part of Europe. We'd like to be part of NATO. So no, the concession of no NATO and no Ukraine being whole again, getting its land back, was mind-blowing. And you can be a Trump supporter all day long. And I'm not trying to find something to be critical of the president about. I'm just pro-Ukraine, anti-Russia. I'm with Europe and what the United States was trying to do. Biden did it half-ass. Biden didn't fully commit. That was his problem. Doing it weak and wormy and, half-ass, just sort of supplying them. Okay, we'll give you that eventually. We'll get that to you. Just slow process. Should have been hyper-fast, should have been all in, everything. Defeat Russia with Ukraine. Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe, in the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville, the Woodhouse Day Spa, WoodhouseSpas.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeBar by Causeway. Smoothie King. Hey, New Orleans, if you've ever wanted to experience life on St. Charles Avenue, now is your chance. The Grand Victorian, the ultimate bed and breakfast in the Garden District on the streetcar line. Built in 1893, this magnificent house will make your special weekend getaway special. To find out more, go to gvbb.com. That's gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian, where the locals go to get away.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Mardi Gras Day 2025, 6 days away. Are you kidding me? Another gorgeous weather day. 71 is where we peaked out today. Just gorgeous. Get outside, enjoy it. Dine outside tonight. Drop some coals, do some grilling, boil some seafood in the backyard. Enjoy this weather. Great news from the weather people. The meteorologists, the latest and greatest, no rain until Ash Wednesday. Yes. Late last week, we had a Lundi Gras, Mardi Gras rain forecast. Today through Lundi Gras, Monday, this 50s and 60s gimmick we've been enjoying the last few days continues through Monday. Are you kidding? 50s and 60s. This weather is as good as it gets. Gorgeous outside. This weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, supposed to be absolutely fantastic. Lundi Gras Monday, 50s and 60s, no rain. Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day, we wake up to 61 and we peak out to 74 degrees. Absolutely friggin' perfect. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Mother Nature. Yes, no rain until Ash Wednesday. Just what we were hoping for. This is so great for everybody that participates in Mardi Gras. And you folks that don't be a hater. You want it to be good weather because it's great for the economy. Crappy weather, rain, that diminishes folks' spirit. They stay inside the hotel room, the Airbnb, watch TV, don't get out as much, don't spend as much money. When it's great weather, they're out early, they're out late, they're spending money all day long. No rain till Ash Wednesday. This fantastic spring-like weather, whatever you want to call it, continues. Yes. Speaking of a yes, we'll talk to Michael Hecht on Friday about this. This is big news. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. That segment on Fridays always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. They're hiring, by the way. That's all they do is grow and expand worldwide and hire. It's a New Orleans giant, a worldwide manufacturing giant. East Bankers, West Bankers, Latrim's hiring at their Elmwood facility. You North Shore folks, you don't have to come to Elmwood. Latrim has an I-12 facility, and they're hiring there as well. For a full listing of positions available, go to latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, latrim.com. Yeah, Michael Hecht will join us on Friday from Greater New Orleans Inc. That's always brought to you by Latrim. Finally, Shell breaks ground on their new New Orleans, Gulf of Mexico offshore drilling headquarters in the new River District neighborhood. No, it's significant for Shell, it's significant for New Orleans, and it's significant for the River District neighborhood. Years of talk. Like 4 years ago, the River District neighborhood was announced. Not a piling in the ground. In Austin or Charlotte or Nashville, they'd be halfway done with this $1 billion plus investment. A buddy of mine, I don't know if he came up with this line, but he told it to me years ago, and it makes so much sense. Time kills deals. You get a deal, you get a handshake, close that deal right away. Hey, I'm going to go to Europe for a month. We'll come back and get this done. Okay, if you don't care if the deal gets done or not, you can do that. And maybe it gets done. Maybe it goes away. People change their mind. People die. People wake up with different ideas. You got to hit when the fire's hot. Time kills deals. Thank God the River District is Louis Larcella, a local guy, and a bunch of other local partners with him. And they kind of understand this pathetic, ridiculous grind it takes to get something done in New Orleans. Pathetic. I'm just happy to finally see this thing going. I want to see pilings in the ground for this Topgolf before these neighborhood squeaky mouse people, get some politician in their pocket or pay off somebody and get that stopped. No, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many so often in New Orleans. People that have a little family money or a law degree or politically connected or line in the pockets of the powerful. No, they bog down progress. They're selfish. People that live in that area, in that neighborhood. You live by the river. You live by the convention center. You live under the Crescent City connection by the Pontchartrain Expressway, and you're going to freak out about a Topgolf or a new River District neighborhood being built next to your neighborhood? Just so close-minded, selfish, and mind-blowing. You live by the airport and you're complaining that another flight's planned and another plane's going to fly over your house. You live by the airport. Crazy. No, there's lots of examples of this. This proposed Elysian Hotel, 600 block of Elysian Fields. It was an old nursery, not like for cows or kids, but for plants. Years ago, like proposed 2 years ago. It's 5 stories. It fits right in. Some neighbors are freaking out about it. That's the key. It's not like, hey, the lower Garden District, Irish Channel neighbors are all against the Topgolf. No, some squeaky wheels are. We don't know what percentage of the neighborhood's for it or against it. And how you sell that, you knock on some door. They're going to build this Topgolf, these nets, all these lights. It's a bad thing. Can you sign this? Yeah, people might sign that. Hey, how you doing? Part of the River District's this $50 million Topgolf. It's instrumental. We got to get this $1 billion project going. Could you sign this? I mean, it depends on who knocks on your door and the attitude they sell and sign the sheet. You know what they're saying. I mean, you get a bunch of opposed people with a negative, crappy attitude. Yeah, I guess some folks in the neighborhood are going to sign that. Proposed Elysian Hotel. Some neighbors freaking out about it. Plans to redevelop West End Park. Some boathouse owners oppose anything that's of commercial development. Any type of commercial development. Hey, guys, you live in a boathouse by West End Park. I know it's been 20 years since Orleans and Jefferson, finally got off their ass and have come up with some development plans. You live by West End Park. Expect restaurants and commercial development there. Sorry that you don't want it. Sorry you've gotten used to how things are out by the lakefront. But it's been broken and dysfunctional that West End Park hasn't been redeveloped. So you boathouse folks that are opposed to any type of commercial development at West End Park, you're out of your minds. You're selfish. You're worried about yourself only. Oh, man, I'm used to this 20 years now. I don't want anything commercial. Too bad. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. That's you. You folks in the Marigny Triangle. You're opposed to this Elysian Hotel, 60 feet tall, on Elysian Fields, fits right in. Too bad. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. You're being selfish. You folks in the Garden District, Irish Channel, don't want the Top Golf. Too bad. You live right by the river, by a commercial area. It's mind-blowing. Reminds me of that Havana outpost, on Rampart and Esplanade. It took 10 plus years for Sean Meenan to beat the neighbors on Esplanade, these rich, affluent neighbors, lawyers, family money, mommy money, whatever, opposing him for over 10 years. He finally beat him and got the restaurant open. How many people over 40 years? That property was blighted for over 40 years since the Jimmy Carter administration, and I'm not kidding, throughout the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, late 70s. How many people came in, maybe even purchased the property? We're going to develop it, and these hacks on Esplanade right behind the Havana outpost, getting their council member in their pocket or paying off the powerful, having time on their hands, law degree, and bogging down the works. How many people did they run away before Golden Gloves champ, Etsy investor, a guy who's got the champion pedigree and the money to wait it out? How many people did they run off before Sean Meenan opened that Havana outpost? On the entrance to the quarter, Esplanade and Rampart, these losers wanted the blight. No, the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. In a lot of cases in New Orleans, it's sad, and it sets us backwards big time.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Want to stay somewhere special when visiting New Orleans? Look no further than the Grand Victorian. Located in the Garden District on the St. Charles Avenue streetcar line, the Grand Victorian is ideally placed for visiting the city's local attractions, fabulous restaurants, shops, and more. Make your stay in New Orleans something to remember. To find out more about the Grand Victorian or to book, go to gvbb.com. The Grand Victorian.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now. Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades. On Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LaBar by Causeway. Smoothie King,
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. Young's Dry Cleaning with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District. I really got to give the Jefferson Parish Council credit. They could have easily gone the easy political route and backed Virginia Van Vraken's ridiculous proposal for Jefferson Parish to acknowledge the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. The Jefferson Parish Council, 5 of the 7 members are Republicans. The easy route would be to back this. You're backing Trump, you're backing Gulf of America. I would think the majority of Jefferson Parish residents might be for that. But leaders need to lead, and really proud of the council. 5 of 7 Republicans on that council, a 6-1 vote against, only Van Vraken voting for it. 4 of the other 5 Republicans voting against it, and the 2 Democrats on the council saying it's divisive, saying they're not going to vote for this nonsense. It's a national story. It has nothing to do with our parish. I mean, it would have been very easy for these 4 Republicans on the council to back Van Vraken and have their base salivate. Yeah, Gulf of America. But instead, they're like, this is political crap. This is nonsense. They actually did their jobs. Now, a lot of them don't like Van Vraken, if you remember. There's a little inner feud going, so I don't want to give the Republicans on that Jefferson Parish too much credit. Like I don't give the Democrats running New Orleans too much credit. They don't like Van Vraken, so they were probably going to oppose it anyway. But the things they said about it being divisive, it's a federal issue, are we going to start voting on those kind of things now? I thought was brilliant. Vote on parish stuff. Jefferson Parish has enough problems, has enough political corruption, has an IG in Chatelaine who desperately wants the job, but the office isn't set up right. The politicians, the inmates run the asylum. Now, Jefferson has enough problems. A lot of New Orleans political type problems. So, yeah, don't need to be wasting anybody's time on Gulf of America. Just pathetic. No, good job, Jefferson Parish Council. On Friday, President Trump and Ukraine President Zelensky to meet at the White House. Trump says we're banging out a deal for all those, precious metals and other resources in Ukraine as like a payback for our 3 years of war. Zelensky kind of has a slightly different agenda. We'll work out a deal. You can come bring companies in and mine this stuff. And you're going to have to bring security in to take care of your American workers or American companies and protect us from Russia. So we'll see where this goes. Hopefully Trump is changing his attitude that Zelensky and Ukraine are the good guys and Putin and Russia are the bad guys. And there's a clear, line of demarcation. Delineation. You know who's on each side. There's no like, well, is Ukraine like Russia? Is Zelensky like Putin? No, not at all. Not in the least bit. So don't go down that path. Russia is our enemy. Putin is our enemy. Communism is our enemy. I mean, it's clear cut. So hopefully Trump sees that. The concessions of Ukraine won't join NATO. Ukraine, they won't get their whole country back before discussions have even started, negotiations have even started. Why those concessions? I don't know. It's Trump's sort of sickness with his infatuation with Putin and dictator and Russia and all that. Has to get over that. America first. Do it right on Friday, Mr. President, when Zelensky comes in town. Pro-Ukraine, pro-Zelensky, anti-Russia, anti-Putin. It's real easy. There's no gray area here. There's no gray area here at all. What's that, Blue Boy? You couldn't have said it better. It's a total black and white issue, cut and dried, no gray area. You're right, buddy. What else? No rain on Mardi Gras Day. That's the best news of the day. You're right, buddy. What else? Have everyone come back tomorrow, straight up 4 o'clock right here. Blue Boy, I couldn't do it without you.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.